Don't talk to me, I hate you, I don't want to ever be with these people again, leave me alone, I don't want to get on a plane, I don't want to get out of bed, no, I want my refrigerator. You are so beautiful. And when I was in high school, oh, here comes Billy Joel, here comes Billy Joel, and now it's, here comes Billy Joel, it's Billy Joel. So you didn't know you were going to be on TV, huh? Now this is good training for people who want to get in show business. This is on the firing line, so it's good practice. I got to do it, you got to do it. Okay, so X. Okay, got a guy here. Let's see how fast these guys are.
Your new release, Pressure, is obviously like an influence of the music business on you. Do you think when you were younger and trying to get into the music business, the pressure was more intense, or now that you've made it, the pressure is even more intense?
No, pressure is relative. When I was starting out and trying to get things going, the pressure was, if you don't get things going, they're going to throw you out of this apartment. That was that kind of pressure. It's like, I'm hungry, and my stomach was going, pressure, food. So that, I think that's pretty intense pressure. The pressure I was writing about in this song wasn't necessarily music business pressure, it was writing pressure. Like, I always think of the novelist, you know, like Joseph Wambaugh or somebody. They're going to sit down, they're going to start a new novel, and there's the typewriter, and there's the paper rolled into the typewriter, and the typewriter's sitting there going, come on, man. Come on. And that's, for those of you who tried to write, no, you absolutely have no control. You go into the twilight zone, that's it. Do-do-do-do. A young songwriter has just entered the twilight zone. And you're sitting there, and that pressure, at the time I was saying, well, I got to write some more stuff for the album. I was about halfway through. And I said, well, what am I going to do? I don't have any ideas. It's gone. It's dead. I have nothing. There's nothing. And then the woman who's my secretary came into the house at that point and said, wow, you look like you're under a lot of pressure. I bet you that'd be a good idea for a song. And I went, thank you. So I give her the credit, but none of the publishing, okay? Yes. Oh, wait, for the...
Given all the pressure, given all your energy, and given the music business what it always is and probably always will be, did you ever feel like quitting, and what made you change your mind?
It never even entered my mind not to do it, ever. I mean, people try to talk me out. My cousin, right, in Ohio, when are you going to get a real job? You know, we were just starting out, and we're working in these little clubs, and slime hanging off the walls, and you know, there was no cold cuts. You know, my cousin would show up. It's my cousin from Ohio, and he'd be backstage, and he'd drink all the crew's beer, and he would eat all the cold cuts on this, what we call the seagull platter. We call it the seagull platter. And he would, you know, when are you going to get a real job, or when are you going to work for a living, right? And the crew loved him. The band really loved this guy. And then about 4 years ago, he asked me for $50,000, you know what I mean? And I told him, well, when I get a real job, we'll talk about it. Right here, so you don't have to move. Back in.
When you're composing a song, what comes first, the words or the music? And where do you get your ideas from for the song and the album in the first place?
Okay, when I'm songwriting, I always write the music first. Supposedly, I don't know if anybody thinks differently, but I understand the classic way to write a song was to take poetry and set it to music. That's supposed to be the classic way to write a song. I think that I shall never see a poem lovely as I think that I shall never see. Now, I tried once writing lyric first. So how come I always got to write the lyrics after I write the music? And I got to fit them in the melody, and I want to be freer, man. I want to express myself, you know. I want to grow, you know. So I sat down. I said, I'm going to write the lyrics first. And I wrote this lyric: the beach was bleak in Buffalo. The waves crashed upon my cosmic consciousness, and it was all really, you know, far out poetry. And then I tried to set it to music, and, you know, it was like, the beach was bleak in Buffalo, and the waves crashed upon the beach. It just, I had nowhere to start. There's nothing wrong with writing the lyrics first, but for me it didn't work. I'm always inspired by melody. Because I grew up, when you heard songs on the radio, I never knew what the words were. My Sharon to this day is, when you gonna do sandwich up? Give me, and then you'd wait, here comes my Sharona. Right? Everybody knows right, the hook. But most people, I don't care who they are, right, except real purists. They'll go, if you're in the car and you sing the wrong words, they go, it's not that. Right? It's da-da-da-da-da. And you like your version better, you know what I mean? Say, well, they're wrong, I'm right. So when I got to writing songs, that's where I came. It was like, well, I feel music first. I feel the melody first. And then the lyric, to me, is kind of kicked off by if I like a melody. If a melody creates an image already, or a feeling, or a mood, now you got to have a title. You got to have a title. Like Honesty. I was writing Honesty. It was originally Sodomy. Okay. But right, real, you know, tender song. Sodomy. Such a lonely word, you know. But now, whether it's a bailout title, a phony title, a working title, but the title to me is like, that's, you know, the melody always comes to that title, the way I write anyway. But I do write the music first, and then I try to search for a title, and then that helps me. And so what does this music remind me of? Well, was I thinking of Sodomy when I was writing that? Da-da-da-da-da. It doesn't sound like Sodomy, does it? Na-na-na-na-na. You want me to play it? Oh, no. Oh, man, what's it gonna... Hello. Hey, okay. For TV. And now for your listening pleasure. I'll just do an edited version, okay, because Oh, see what I mean? I'm not ready for this. Eddie, you told me I wasn't going to have to do this. See, even we forget. Okay. No, it doesn't start up there. It starts down here. This is sometimes, I forget the words. You know, like Piano Man. Doing Piano Man for 10 years, right? It's 9 o'clock on, isn't that right? And mine starts to drift. I wonder if they have beer backstage. That cheese looked pretty good, right? And then you go, there's a cheese on the man. And you go, and the audience is like, oh, the sound of 20,000 people going, oh. It was like, you see the Cooney fight? You see the Cooney fight? Jerry Cooney and Larry Holmes? Okay. When he hit Larry Holmes in the chops, you never heard like 16,000 men going, ooh-ah! Okay. If you search for tenderness, it isn't hard to find. You can have the love you need to live. Is it going out there? To each and every one of you. If you look for truthfulness, you might just as well be blind. seems to be so hard to give. Honesty is such a lonely word. Everyone is so untrue. Honesty is hardly ever heard, and mostly what I need from you. This is the edit here.
Little girl.
I know what you're thinking, so he must do things with echo because he sounded right. All the way in the back, that guy, all the way back. Way in the back. Nah, the hell with him. He waited around till he's stale now, right?
I just wanted to know what goes through your mind when you're hearing a song that you wrote on the radio. What kind of feelings do you get?
Good. It doesn't suck, all right? I tell you, truthfully, you try to be cool, and, you know, it's, yeah, okay, it's on the radio now, but it's like, the songs are like my children. I felt like I've gone through a certain amount of labor, and I felt like I've given birth. You know, it's a very painful process, for me, anyway. You know, and that's my kid, and when it's like my kid graduating from elementary school, and it's like you're really proud, you know, that's my child, and that's my kid talking on the radio. I don't think of it as me, ego trip. It's like, ain't my kid doing good? You know, like that kind of thing. That's the feeling. It's really a great feeling. It really is. Except when it's speeded up and there's a skip in it. Right? Oh, my kid screwed up. Oh. Yeah, over on this side. Let's try that.
Do you ever, it seems like you're really enjoying yourself up there, and I can appreciate what it would be to be famous just because I'm not. But do you ever miss just being one of the crowd, or, you know, do you ever think about that after you were famous, and what it would be like to just be anonymous again?
Yes. Once in a while, like I go to Yankee Stadium and I want to watch a ball game, I either have to wear a disguise or it's so tough. No, it's not. It's just once in a while you do just kind of, you know, I just want to be a regular person, but you deal with it. It's just something you do. I'm still not used to it. I still think it's funny. There he is. That's it. And I'm like, who are they looking at? Right? Because it's like when I was in high school. Oh, here comes Billy Joel, here comes Billy Joel. And now it's, here comes Billy Joel, it's Billy Joel. Like, what's your real name, you know, that kind of thing. I want to see a ball game, right? I want to sit and I want to eat the hot dog and the popcorn. These kids are all lined up in front of me, going, do you have an autograph? And all these people around me are mad. That really is even worse than just me wanting to be by myself. Because all these people, these diehard Yankee fans are, you get the hell out of here, I can't see a game. Right? And then we ran down, and Winfield Flight, what happened, you know? And then I tried to do this thing where I made believe I wasn't Billy Joel. I wore a bandana, sunglasses, a stubble, and then, Billy Joel, will you sign my autograph? No hablo inglés. No hablo inglés. And they're going, come on, man, you do it lousy. Come on, man, it's Billy Joel. Yo no hablo inglés. No hablo, no, Billy Joel, no. And then they were standing in back of me, all these kids going, honesty. So it gets to be funny. It's really ridiculous sometimes, but it's also it's another way of meeting people. Believe it or not, I'm up here and I'm doing pretty good, but I'm shy. I was very shy all my life, and it was a way to meet people, and it brings up a lot of interesting situations that, you know, like, you know, that kind of thing. It can be fun. It can be a drag. It's not, but anything can be like that. I mean, I was walking around going, nobody knows my name. Nobody knows me. Oh, gee. Not that I wanted to be famous. It's just I wanted my music to be heard, that kind of thing. And the music is being heard, so, okay, I'll deal with it. I won't always deal with it well, but I'll try, that kind of thing. Yes, you in the hallway. Yeah.
You talked about forgetting lyrics and sound checks and the 110 things that can go wrong in performance. Do those things give you stage fright? And how do you deal with it? Or is it someone in the audience or a particular hall?
When it happens, I get stage fright. It's sort of like when you're on stage, and it's happened once in a while, I go, what are all these people looking at? And you start rationalizing, how come they're down there and I'm up here and they're paying money? This is just my job. I don't know what the big deal is. And then you start losing it. You actually start, when you start thinking about what you're doing, when you're playing something that you know by heart, sometimes in the middle of it you go, is that a C sharp I'm playing or is it an A? Da, da, da? And then your fingers go, you screwed me up. You started thinking I can't do it anymore. Don't think, just play, everything will be fine, trust me, I know the stuff, right? But your brain is a funny thing, and sometimes it goes, I must know the reason, and shut it down, just go, you don't have to know the reason, it feels good, just do it. And when I get stage fright is when I actually start to lose confidence, like, I don't know what I'm doing right now, I don't know what I'm doing. I forgot the words, I'll have to make up some new ones, or I'll go, or I'll look at the drummer, and he always knows the words. Liberty DeVito always knows every word. He studies them, because I look at him and he goes, you stupid. 9 o'clock on a Saturday. Thank you. But if you can't stop someone and go, I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I know you paid $15, but I just happened to screw up on your night, you know. They'll just sit there and go, boo, you know. In Poland, boo, woo, woo. I mean, everywhere. This is Hungary, boo, woo. You know. How about over here? I'll get to the middle section. It seems like the easiest thing to do, but it's this reverse kind of discrimination, sort of. Okay? You know what I mean?
You've talked a lot about your piano playing. You haven't talked too much about your voice. Do you do anything special to prepare? And also, I've noticed, one of the things I first enjoyed about you was the differences in your vocal styles. Do you intentionally say, well, this piece needs something, this kind of voice, or is it just how it comes out?
I don't do anything good for my voice, but I do everything bad. Drink, I smoke cigarettes, but I always wanted to sing like Ray Charles. Ray Charles sings just like, I don't know where his voice comes from. It's like he's got a Leslie tone cabinet in his throat, right? And so I've been trying to louse up my throat all my life to try to, it's a bad thing to do. Also, I'm a piano player, and I sing sitting down, which is bad because you're supposed to sing standing up, so the diaphragm extended, you get a lot of air. So when you sit down, you want to cut your air supply in half, and you build up an oxygen jet. It's just really not a great way to sing. So I don't think I'm a good singer. I think I make good sounds with my throat. From years of playing in bar bands, they do the best version of, Wooly Bully, because the guy sounds just like Sam the Sham and the Pharaohs. And I could do that. And I do intentionally change my voice from song to song. I says, today I'm going to be Steve Winwood. You know what I mean? What's that song he does? Yeah, okay. Come down off your throne. Still frogging. I have warmed up, okay. Leave your money home. See, that kind of thing. It's still trying to be Ray Charles, but the white version of it, right? Then you have the, you can do a lot of voices just trying to be Ray Charles. Then you have the Joe Cocker version, right? Of trying to be Ray Charles, right? You are so beautiful. Right? He's trying to do Ray Charles too. He doesn't make any lie about it. He says, I'm trying, but he talks, he's from Wales, and Ray Charles. You can't understand what he's saying. Then you have, from Joe Cocker, if you do Joe Cocker, you can do Richie Havens. You just take out the top teeth. Hey, look yonder, tell me, what do you see? Now, these are all ways of developing a singing style through trying to be somebody you're never going to be. You weren't born to do that, but you're going to try. You have an idol, you have someone you look up to, and the different stages you go through, you find out different things about your voice, and they come in handy. Okay, right in the middle. Yeah.
I like your new song, Allentown. Did you conceive that melody in Pennsylvania? And also, are there any particular classical musicians that influence your music?
Okay, Allentown, yes. First time I played in the Lehigh Valley in Allentown, that's one of those bread and butter places. You don't start off playing Madison Square Garden, Cobo Hall. You start in college towns, and there's a lot of colleges in Allentown. There's Lehigh Valley, Lehigh University, Muhlenberg College, Bergville College, Bergville, Poundberg, Bergtown, you know. And in Allentown, there's like a whole bunch of these places. So the first time I played at Allentown, you know, like it just sounds like Americaville, you know, Allentown, like Jimmytown, you know, like Bobbyville, you know. So I said, so what a real American sign is. So I started writing a song. Well, we're living here in Allentown. Na, 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 na. I said, now that's nice. Now, someday I'll think of what I'm going to say, because it could have ended up being a real boring song. Living here in Allentown, and we're living here in Allentown, and we're dying here in Allentown, and then they put us under the ground. So, only in the last year, I think, I said, now I write that Allentown song because the steel industry was hurting. I said, that's what I'm going to write about. Okay, so that's where that came from. But I started writing it about 10 years ago. So that was one of them, you know, hanging out in the computer back there. You should store away little bits and pieces. You really should. Don't throw them away. File them in the computer room, because what was that bit about, what was that thing, you know, is it, bing, thank you very much. You know, when you need a bridge, boy, they really come in handy, let me tell you. So, yeah, you go ahead, yeah, this guy, you.
You're one of the few big stars in the industry now, and I understand the marketing behind the big star. And you're worth a lot to Columbia. You're worth $1 million, many millions of dollars. How do you prevent Billy Joel from becoming a product? How do you keep the individualist in yourself?
You have to get involved with a certain amount of what the business is that goes on. You may not know what they're talking about, but you have to protect yourself from being marketed, because they'll take an album, right, or a piece of music, something that you've worked arduously and you put your heart and your soul into it, and you're very sensitive about it, and it's like this beautiful thing, and then they'll go out and buy the new Billy Joel album, it's the most wonderful thing. You know, it's like, wait a minute, no, that wasn't the idea I really had in mind. It's the greatest thing since the first coming. Go buy, you know. So you have to say, no, wait a minute, you have to get involved even with the advertising. You can't cover everything. They will use the hard sell. It's the music business is a business, and they want to sell, and they want to compete, and they want to outdo, and they want to move units, right? Isn't that? We moved a lot of units today, Bill. That's nice. How's the record doing? You know, a lot of units moved, and love your new product, right? Let's say Procter & Gamble. Love my new product. And they're going to refer to it like that. Don't get put off. That's their, you know, it's the terminology they use in the marketplace. So I get involved in it because I said, I will have nothing to do with the business. I am an artiste. I wore a beret for a while. I'm an artiste. I know nothing from this business thing. And go buy, Billy Joel album, on sale right now, and also you get new blue cheer if you act now. It's wait a minute, I gotta shut this right down. And I started to get involved. It's something you're gonna have to learn in general how the business things work: promotion, advertising, even if they do pick a single, how it's edited. Because they'll take a single and say, we want that for a single, but it's 5 minutes long. We got to cut it down to 3 minutes. So, like Pressure, right? I got involved with the edit on it. They could have done it like this. You have to learn to pace yourself. Okay, now you're halfway through the song. You've only had to run. 3 minutes. Okay, that's it. That's what they would. So you have to get involved with all those things. You don't have to sell out either. You can lay it on the line and say, look, Jack, I know you got to promote, I know you got to market, I know you got to advertise on stuff, but this is me, and it's got to represent me as far down the line as it can go. And hopefully you have some control over it. Otherwise they'll throw you out there like a box of cornflakes. Wait a second. Who didn't we get? Okay, right there. Yeah, this guy back here with the. Yeah. Okay.
In sports, they talk about a home court advantage. Do you like to play in New York more than any other place?
Okay. I will tell you, I'm more nervous in New York because all my friends are there, and my family's there, and everybody you ever knew in your life is backstage. Hi, remember me? Didn't you used to beat me up in 4th grade? Everybody you ever knew was there, and everybody in the band's family is there. So everybody's a little bit uptight. Please don't let me screw up because Mom is watching, right? And in a way, the New York gigs are a pain in the ass. Because of that. Now, when you're out in Kansas City, you don't know anybody out there, and you're kind of loose, and you just go, and like there's like one person backstage who's a friend of the milkman who's delivered to your grandfather. You know what I mean? Oh, this is easy, no problem. So, the home court advantage doesn't work for us in that situation. Although we like to do it and we anticipate it because we're home, and it's home, and you can pull out all kinds of cheap tricks. Like in Kansas City, I'm not going to go, hey, those Royals or something, huh? I don't care about the Royals, you know what I mean? But you can name all the Yankees here, and it goes, wow! You know what I mean? All right, I'm running out of time. Let me just, let me run through something here. Okay, so do a song. What do you want to hear? Someone Howell Falls? Okay. He was first? Okay. No? Boo? Boo? I should be able to read the crowd. I'm a pro. I should be able to vibe out. No vibe all over the place. Smorgasbord. Let me see. Let me play a new one because I like the new stuff. All right.
Supposed to be a musical. Here I am in the balcony. How the hell could I have missed the overture? I like the scenery, even though I have absolutely is being said despite the dialogue. There's the leading man, the movie star who never faced an audience. Where's the orchestra? After all, this is my big night on the town, my introduction to the theater crowd. and I assumed that a show would have a song. So I was wrong, at least I understand all the innuendo and the irony, and I appreciate the roles the actors played and the point the author made. And after the closing lines, and after the curtain calls, the curtain falls on empty chairs. Where's the orchestra?
Thank you. Good luck. Kick ass.